escorted by her parents, Sam and Perry Davis. Cadence is also a member of varsity cheer team.
Karen, I'm assuming you can hear us. We're going to go on the air at 6:55. So if you want to go and try to patch us through, we'll see if we can hear the music or interview or whatever's playing right now.
Only one of my ears is working.
Your leadership, dedication, and school spirit have left a lasting legacy here at Parsons High School. We are proud of all that you've accomplished, and we can't wait to see what lies ahead for all of you.
Can you hear anything at all?
Just the right ear only. It's pretty low.
I hear background. missing a headset.
One of them's only working half.
I don't know. Good evening, everyone. We are live at Marvel Park. Scott Marlowe, Tony Fuentes with you as we get going with our Tank Connection pregame show. It'll be the 3-4 hometown Vikings taking on the 1-6 Columbus Titans. If the Vikings get a win tonight, it will guarantee a home game in the postseason, which gets started next Friday night on Halloween. And it's going to be a damp and somewhat chilly night here at Marvel Park. 57 degrees at kickoff and probably 57 degrees when the game comes to an end. Temperatures are supposed to hold steady. Slight chance of some light rain, probably starting early second half. Hopefully that'll hold off. We got plenty of rain throughout the day. It's been so dry though, Tony. The field actually for now looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, the field really looks amazing for as much rain as we got today. It's just, I mean, we got that crown on it,
Yep.
so it drains really well. I mean, you can see all the water along the sidelines if you're watching on our live broadcast. Where the cheerleaders normally stand is just a big, huge mud puddle. So cheerleaders are actually up in the stands tonight. So that's first for me. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I may have, but it's been many years. Yeah. So
And I was getting ready to say, is Columbus even going to come out of the locker room?
Yeah, they're a little. Both teams are actually a little bit late coming out, but Columbus very late. Now, Tony, I don't think they warmed up on the field either. They were over on one of the softball fields.
Yeah, they were over on field 1 here next to the football field, and only 4 players came across the field. I'm guessing that's the captains.
And here comes the rest of the Titans.
Columbus comes in, 1-6?
Yeah, they have a 1-point win over Baxter Springs. That's their lone victory. So it's been a down year for the Titans, but we got burned down in Columbus one year. We thought we were going to go down there and get a win, and it didn't work out. And unfortunately for the Vikes, the biggest news is that Chandler Henson and Wyatt Schultz are both somewhat hobbled. They're both out on the field right now, acting as 2 of the 4 captains, so it looks like both of them are going to try to go. Coach Scheibe didn't know how much action they would actually see tonight. You hate to see your top receiver and your top running back hobbled this part of the season. But
exactly right when you're getting ready for the playoffs.
So right now getting ready for the coin toss out at the 50-yard line. Vikings trying to square their season record at 4-4. Put up a pretty good fight up at Atchison last week. Gave up some early touchdowns. Henson got hurt early in that game. I think Dakari Jones ended up with 4 scores. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to really watch or hear the game at all, but I seen the final score, and it was actually like 40-34. So, I mean, we were within 1 score. So, I mean, I feel like if we're within 1 score of Atchison, I mean, that's a pretty solid outcome. I mean, they're usually a pretty good squad.
Yeah, they've had a lot of talent up north there for a few years now. I think, well, let's see. Still waiting for the man in the white hat to tell us who won the toss. Looks like Columbus won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. Assuming that means the Vikings are going to receive. Sure enough. Columbus Titans again coming in at 1-6. Vikings 3-4 on the year, but Vikings 2-1 in district play. Columbus 1-2 with that 1-point win over Baxter Springs, 15-14, I believe. And of course, it is senior night here at Marvel Park. The seniors were recognized during some pregame ceremonies. And even though it's senior night, Tony, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that it's not the last game at Marvel Park for these seniors.
Yeah, they just need to take care of business, Scott. I think this is a team that, we can definitely beat, but, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, we've seen that year after year. I mean, it doesn't matter the opponent. If you get the right guys together and get it going, anything can happen. Right. So we've got to take care of business if we want to host next week. And I know these boys want to be here on this field next Friday night. They don't want to be traveling elsewhere. So from my understanding, if we win, we'll be 3-1 in district. And if we lose, we'd be 2-2, and Columbus would also be 2-2 along with Neota Shea. So then it would come down to points, I'm guessing, on the second seed.
Yeah,
so
I think so.
I mean,
yep.
in order to secure that home field advantage, at least in one game, we've got to win here tonight.
So the Titans have the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. We're about ready for some football out here at Marvel Park. Left-footed kicker for the Titans, ready to get us started. And it's a wobbly kick, fielded to 38 and returned out to about the Viking 44. So good starting field position for the Vikings.
Yeah, that's definitely a good starting position there. We'll see what the Vikings do on offense here, Scott. I'm guessing we're going to try to run the ball early.
Yeah, I would assume Coach Scheibe is going to.
I see Dakari Jones. I do not see Henson.
Yep, Henson not out there. Doesn't mean that he won't play, but it definitely indicates he may have some limited snaps tonight. Wyatt Schultz is out there in the slot. They give it to Jones on first down, looking for an opening. Runs over a Columbus defender and gains about 4 yards. That'll bring up second down for the Vikings.
Vikings trying to go quick here, it looks like. But
Second and 7 for the Vikings. We are just underway. Vikings and the Titans. Hauk looks over the defense. He's in the shotgun. Columbus really crowding the line of scrimmage, and now a red flag has been thrown. Or is that a pink flag? Must be a pink flag for breast cancer awareness.
Yep.
False start on the Vikings. So now second and 7 becomes second and 12. And Tony, that's the sort of thing that the Vikings will just have to clean up. You don't want to see, when you're playing a team that on paper you should beat, you just have to make sure you don't beat yourself with, turnovers and penalties and that sort of thing. Hauk looks over to the sideline.
Especially on a wet night,
Yep.
The ball's going to be slippery, so you don't want to get one loose.
So second and 12 for the Vikings. Jones right up the middle. Hit hard, tries to spin free, can't do it. Maybe got back to around the original line of scrimmage. They're going to spot the ball at the 45-yard line. No, now they back it up. Boy, I don't know about that spot. They're going to put it at the 44-yard line.
Yeah,
So
he was definitely past the 45, but
I don't understand what happened there. It's almost like they placed it where the first contact was made.
yeah,
That was
maybe.
I think Jones got ripped off by at least a full yard on that spot, but it's going to be third
Third and 10.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, maybe even 3rd and 11 for the Vikings. Let's see if Hauk puts the ball in the air here. Fakes the handoff, gets it out to Schultz, gets by one man. He's got a first down. He's into Columbus territory, and nice burst of speed down the far sideline. First down all the way to, but a flag on the play. It was an easy first down for Schultz, down to around the 35 of Columbus. But it may be coming back. Holding on the Vikings. You haven't seen, the Vikings really haven't been penalized a whole lot here recently, Tony, at least not here at Marvel Park. But, man, already two penalties on their opening drive. A false start, now a holding that wipes out a huge pass play.
So did they just automatically go from the line of scrimmage on a hold? Even if the hold happened past?
A lot of, at the high school level, a lot of time the hold is 10 yards from where the hold took place, but maybe it, maybe it did take place right at the line of scrimmage, because they backed it up inside the 35-yard line. Now it's 3rd and forever for the Vikings, and I think I'm going to see a draw play or a screen pass here from the Viking offense. Hauk from the shotgun. Looked like the ball maybe slipped out of his hand. Tony, you mentioned the wet conditions. threw it at the feet of Wyatt Schultz. So a rough first possession for the Viking offense. A couple of penalties. And again, Henson has tweaked his ankle last week up at Atchison, and he did not start tonight. I don't know if he'll see action or not, so Vikings are going to have to kick it away. Short kick, and see what kind of bounce it takes. Not much of a bounce for the Vikings, but Columbus is going to take over in Columbus territory at their own 42. We'll see if the Viking defense can come out here and make some big plays for the Vikes.
Yeah, the defense have played just so well all year, just holding everyone except for Kansas City Prep and Atchison to just a couple of scores.
Like somebody moved early, but no call. It's a running play up the middle that goes absolutely nowhere. Jet Tanner, definitely remember that name. I think from a year ago. It's the quarterback for the Titans.
I think Xander Gabbert was in there for the Vikings.
Yeah, Viking defense has been pretty stout.
Yeah, those
for the most part.
Those sophomores that they talked about early on, they're becoming better and better and better as the years progressed, and we talked about that early in the season.
Now a flag, false start on the Titans. So just like the sidelines, play a little sloppy.
Yeah.
Here in the early going. 3 penalties already, 2 on the Vikes, 1 on Columbus. They're going to back the ball up to the Columbus 36-yard line.
Yeah, more penalty yards than scrimmage yards.
2nd and 16 for the Titans. We'll send DePratt out to the near side. Quarterback will be in the pistol. Tanner rolls right. Looking, fires it, and it's intercepted. The 40, 35, knocked out at the 30-yard line. We were hoping for a big play from this Viking defense, and they get a turnover right off the bat.
I think it's Jakari Green.
We'll give Green the...
Yep, Jakari Green, number 11.
We'll give Green credit for that interception, but now we have a Viking getting helped off the field.
That's Henson.
Yep, that's Henson, sure enough.
I didn't even see him go in the game.
So he had been he'd been playing on defense, but given that turn of events, Tony, his night may already be done because they're going to want to rest him for the postseason. That's a tough break. He's such a tough kid. You know he wants to be out there every snap.
Yeah.
So off the turnover, the Vikings have it. 1st and 10 from the Columbus 30-yard line. Exactly 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hauk to Jones. Jones over the right side, powering forward.
About 4 yards.
Mark him. Looks like we're going to mark him right at the 27-yard line. So hopefully Hauk will be able to get to a point where he can grip the ball in these wet conditions, Tony, because it looks like Columbus is really going to be focused on trying to slow down the run.
Yeah,
the Vikings can maybe mix in some play action.
Yeah,
passes
they're loading the box.
From the shotgun. Oh, another flag. False start. Vikings having some issues on offense here in the first quarter. 2 false starts and a holding.
You got Wyatt Schultz a 1-on-1. I mean, I would take that all day long.
Yeah, I would too.
Even if he just does like a stop and go and just make a move and outrun the guy because he can do it.
So 2nd and 12 for Parsons from the Columbus 32, tied at 0, 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Columbus showing blitz, and here comes the blitz. There's that quick hitter, and it's caught inside the 25 by Schultz.
Wow.
Nice diving catch down to the 24. That'll bring up third and about 5 for the Vikings, maybe 4. 3rd and 4 coming up. That was a nice grab.
Yes, it was.
Kari Jones will stay in the backfield with Houck. Vikings trying to pick up the first down on this 3rd and 4. They give it to Jones. Got some nice blocking out in front of him. He's inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line, and that'll be a Viking first down.
Yeah, that's a good 10-yard run there.
Nice blocking up front by the blue and gold. Vikings 1st and 10 from the Columbus 16. Well, it looks like Schultz way wide on the left side of the field. Ball spotted on the right hash mark. They give it to Jones around the left end. He's looking for room, doesn't have much. Maybe 1 yard. Second down and 9 coming up for the Vikes from the 15-yard line. Clock on the move, 6:25 to go in quarter number 1. We are tied at 0. In a chilly and damp evening here at Marvel Park, senior night. Vikings trying to get their 3rd win in district play and lock up a home game for the first round of the playoffs, which start next week. Houck from the shotgun takes the snap, and now we have a timeout, I believe. So Scheibe calls a timeout. Things just kind of out of sync just a little bit for the Vikes here in the early going. We'll step away for a 30-second commercial break. Be right back. You're listening to Viking Football on V93.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the 4-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
And we are back live at Marvel Park. Scott Marlowe, Tony Fuentes with you. Brody Wright taking care of our live video stream. Karen Hardesty punching all the buttons for us back in the KLKC studios. Vikings facing a 2nd and 9 as we get ready for play to resume. Ball spotted at the Columbus 15-yard line. Tied at 0. Houck from the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to Jones. Nice cut, he's at the 10. Nice blocking out in front of him. Man, but a nice tackle at about the 9-yard line. For a second there, it looked like Jones might get into the end zone, but a nice ankle tackle from behind. But a manageable 3rd down coming up for the Vikes. They need to get down to the 6-yard line. It's 3rd and 3. Unless something really strange happens, this will be 4-down territory for the Vikes. See what Coach Scheibe dials up right here. Houck takes the snap, gives it to Jones. He's inside the 5, down to about the 2. That should be 1st and goal for the Vikings.
Yeah, it's a good hard run there by Jones. You got to keep feeding him. Yeah, one more play and he should be in. The Vikes need to get this score.
Jones heads to the sideline. I think he had an equipment issue. First and goal for the Vikings from the Columbus 2-yard line. If this Viking offensive line can get a push here. Hauk.
That's Keaton.
Yep, Keaton powering
Touchdown.
to the goal line, and he should be in. There's the signal. Signal came a little late, but it is a touchdown for the Vikings. Eric Keaton from 2 yards out. That's got to be a good feeling for the young man, and it is 6-0. Vikings on top, 4:42 to go in quarter number 1.
It's good senior night for him.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was nice to see the Vikings take advantage of that Columbus turnover. Kind of a rocky start for the Viking offense, so it was nice to see them be able to punch it in. We're going to go for the extra point attempt here, and the kick is blocked. No good. So 4:42 to go in quarter number 1. Parsons 6, Columbus 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking football on V93. .442 to go in quarter number 1. Vikings jump on top 6-0. 2-yard run by Keaton. Vikings set to kick off to the Titans. Again, Columbus just 1-6 on the year. They've built a winning program down there in Columbus, but a little bit down this season. The Vikings hoping to take advantage and square their record at 4-4 on the season.
That's a good kick.
Yeah, low line drive, but a perfect bounce. But then it's fumbled at the 15-yard line. Now the Columbus return man looking for the edge, and he's got a nice return. Look out! He's at the 40, 50. He's going to go the distance, Tony. 30, 20, 10, 5, and a touchdown. No flags on the play, I believe. Ends up being an 85-yard kickoff return, and Tony, they should have had him back at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I think the fumble kind of threw everybody off, and he just found a hole on the outside and took off. That was a good run back. That's why you can never take anybody for. You gotta finish the business.
And if my roster is correct, I think that was a freshman.
Yeah.
Jaden Dole or Doley. I'm not even sure how to say his name.
Yeah.
But he's tied the score at 6 apiece. Place kicker out to give Columbus a 1-point lead.
That's
and
good.
He boots it through. So 4:26 to go in the first quarter. Columbus 7, Parsons 6. We'll take another 30-second break. You're listening to Viking football on V93.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
So the Columbus Titans and their fans the reason to cheer as they take the lead over the Vikings via an 85-yard kickoff return. It was kind of the first glitch we've seen from our special teams this year, because I sure thought they would have had that kickoff returner corralled around the 20-yard line, but he was pretty slippery. Nice kickoff. Fielded the 15. Jones up to the 30 already. He's at the 40, and then gets wrapped up at the 45.
Good return, though.
That was a nice return. You know that. And a flag at the end of it. We'll see who it's on. If it's on the Vikings, it's probably going to back them up to the 30. If it's on Columbus, it's going to advance the ball probably all the way to around the Columbus 40. So,
big call here.
You know that was a nice kickoff, except it had no air under it, and it got to Jones so fast that the Columbus kickoff team didn't have enough time to get down and make a tackle. So
he had a full head of steam going. By the time he hit the 30, he was trucking.
Yeah. All four officials get together. And what do we have? We have a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Vikings. Penalties killing the Vikings here in the first quarter. Definitely 2 false starts, 1 hold that wiped out a big gain. And now an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Coach Scheibe asking for an explanation. So, Tony, this is kind of what we were, cautioning our listeners about. Penalties, silly mistakes. Certainly didn't expect to give up the 85-yard kickoff return. So let's see if the Vikings can settle down here and regain the lead. 7-6 is your score. Columbus on top by 1. 4:18 to go in the first quarter. Vikes have it 1st and 10 from their own 30. They give it to Jones over the left side, and he powers forward for about a gain of 4 or 5 yards. He and Henson aren't the same kind of runner, but man, they both run hard.
Yeah.
They really do.
Jones almost looks to run somebody over almost. He doesn't care if there's somebody in the way. He's just going to mow him over. He doesn't really have the shifty ability to get around him. He just bulldozes over him.
Vikes will send 2 receivers to the right side. Houck takes the snap, hands off to Jones. He's hit in the backfield. Nice spin move, and he's going to fall forward for a gain of about 3. That could have easily been a loss, so some nifty running by Dakari Jones. Third and a long one coming up for the Vikes.
They're going to have to get Schultz involved at some point.
Dakari Jones, a 6'1", 200-pound junior. It's going to be a similar formation. We're going to have Schultz and Keaton split wide right. Now a third receiver comes in for the Vikings. 3rd and 1 from the Viking 39. Columbus on top 7-6 late first quarter. They give it to Jones. He's got the first down, and he powers forward across the 45.
Wow.
Still powering forward close to midfield. They're going to mark him out around the Viking 48-yard line.
That was the strongest 10-yard run I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and Tony, even with Henson not getting many snaps tonight because of his ankle injury, it looks like Scheibe's going with the same strategy. He's just going to keep feeding the running back and try to beat the defense down. And now we have a timeout by the Titans. 2:24 to go in the first quarter. Columbus leads at 7-6. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking football on V93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
.224 to go in the first quarter. Vikes trailing Columbus 7-6. Vikings scored on a 2-yard run by Eric Keaton, and then that was immediately followed by an 85-yard kickoff return by Dole of Columbus. The Vikes have it 1st and 10 from their own 48. There's the snap. Running play across the 50, and that was Henson on the carry. So even though he had to be helped off the field earlier in the game when he was playing on the defensive side of the ball.
Picks up 6 yards.
Yeah, he just comes in and gets the ball down to the Columbus 47, just inside the Columbus 47. Vikes will send those 3 receivers, kind of a stack formation here on the near side. Keaton and Schultz. 2nd and 5 for the Vikes. Hauk from the shotgun gives it to Henson. Boy, you can tell he's hobbled. Just not able to put a whole lot of weight on that right ankle.
Might have picked up 1 or 2 there.
Yep, and they're going to spot it right at the Columbus 45. They're going to bring Jones back in. Henson somewhat gingerly trots to the sideline. Minute 20 to go in the first quarter. Columbus leads this one 7-6. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Vikes. Hauk looking over to the sideline. Long snap count, and somebody moved early. Another false start on the Vikings. So 3rd and 3 will become 3rd and 8. Ball spotted right at midfield. Clock on the move, 50 seconds to go in quarter number 1. See what Coach Scheibe wants to do. 3rd and 8 from the 50-yard line. Hauk is over the sideline one more time. Takes the snap, hands off to Jones, and he is hit right at the line of scrimmage. He falls forward for maybe a yard. And now 4th and 7 coming up.
Yeah, that's.
And Coach Scheibe's upset. I don't know what he's upset about. I don't know if the.
Ran the wrong play.
I think they probably ran the wrong play.
End of the quarter, though.
Yep, so we'll see if the Vikings are going to have to kick it away. Coach Scheibe takes a long walk down the sideline to walk off some frustration. And it was a frustrating first quarter. Columbus leads at 7-6. We'll be back in 30 seconds with quarter number 2. You're listening to Viking Football on B93.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
Here's a bright idea, streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTech has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTech has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
The Viking defense has been good all year. The one touchdown Columbus does have tonight is on special teams. Good punt, and it's going to take a good roll for the Vikings. And they're going to down it inside the 5, right around the 2 or 3 yard line. Great punt.
That was Dylan Hazen.
Well done. Vikings got their score essentially off a Columbus turnover, the interception by the Viking defense, and then a few plays later, Vikes punched it in on a 2-yard run. 2-yard run by Keaton, and now they have Columbus backed up. 1st and 10 for the Titans from their own 3-yard line. They lead the Vikings early in the second quarter, 7-6. They're going to throw out of their own end zone, going deep. Oh, what a catch out of the 30-yard line.
Unbelievable catch.
Great throw, great catch. Jonas Stover, 6'5" sophomore, able to elevate over the defensive back.
Wow, that's a good throw.
They're going to mark it at the 31, so a 28-yard gain, and just like that, Columbus, instead of being backed up into their own end zone, plenty of breathing room now.
Yep, defense just needs to settle down.
Columbus, single running back. Looked like some early movement.
False start.
Oh, look at that rush by the Vikings, and we have a sack back around the 20-yard line. Jakari Jones, I think.
Yeah, sure was.
He's been busy tonight. A lot of carries in the first quarter, and then he gets the sack.
About 7-yard loss?
Yeah, back to the 22-yard line.
Oh,
so maybe a
8-yard loss.
Yeah, loss of 8 or 9 on that play. Oof. So Viking defense gives up the big pass play and responds immediately with a sack. Jonas Stover comes wide right. Dole goes in motion. Running play goes nowhere, caught in the backfield. And now, did I see a flag come in? I hope not.
I think it was a towel or something.
Yep, I think you're right, Tony.
Yeah, man. It was the towel from the quarterback.
So the ball now backed up inside the 20 down to around the 18. So Columbus, after that big pass play out of their own end zone, has gone backwards 2 plays in a row. So nice response by the Viking defense. 10 minutes to go in the first half. It's Columbus leading this one 7-6. Pass play. Quarterback finds a man, nearly intercepted.
Caden Forbes had a beat on it, just couldn't get there. Whew.
Jaden Rodriguez, the senior, was the intended target. Now we have an official timeout.
There's a guy, Gimpy, for Columbus. I don't know if that's why. Number 8's limping really bad, but he's not going off. He's not going off the field though.
So nice job by the Viking defense. They, after giving up that big play, they come up with 3 nice defensive stops, and Columbus will be forced to punt.
I think Jonas Stover's the punter.
Schultz will be one of the deep men for the Vikes, along with Keaton. They're both on the Viking 45-yard line. Stover gets the snap, and good kick, and it's going to go out of bounds at the Viking 49-yard line. And they're going to mark it at the 48, so.
Yeah, we'll take it.
2:42 to go in the first half, and the Vikes trail this one 7-6, but they have great field position on their own 49-yard line. Real quickly, we want to say thank you to some of our sponsors bringing you Viking football in 2025. We want to say thank you to Labette Health, Bartlett Co-op, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Labette Community College, Elmhaven Nursing Home and Woodridge Estates, also Tank Connection, Clemens Insurance Agency, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray, and also Parsons District Schools bringing you Viking football in 2025. 1st and 10 for the Vikes from their own 48. Here's that 3 running back set that we saw. Jones wrapped up at midfield. It'll be a gain of 2. There's that wishbone look with really essentially an offensive lineman kind of in there at the fullback position, Tony.
Yeah.
Definitely had some success with it earlier in the year when Coach Scheibe brought that out for the first time.
Jones had 57 yards unofficially on the ground that first quarter. So if you did that through 4 quarters, that's over 200 yards. That's a pretty good game. We'll see if he can keep that up.
2nd and 8 for the Vikes. Ball's fumbled and then covered. Offensive struggles continue for the Vikings here in the first half. You know, Houck is usually in the shotgun, Tony.
Yeah.
But when they go into that wishbone formation, he's under center, and sometimes that's a tough adjustment.
It looked like his foot got stepped on.
And his foot may have got stepped on as well. So now it looks like Houck heads to the sideline for this 3rd and 10 that's coming up.
Preston Heitman, I believe, is going to be quarterback. Yeah.
So Heitman comes in. He's taking a handful of snaps at the quarterback position here. And again, the Vikings, look, Tony, just not on the same page.
No.
They just cannot get the right formations going here. And now a flag. Vikes were trying to call a timeout.
Game.
There was either I think they either got the timeout or it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. They didn't get the timeout. They're marking off 5 yards as the penalty yardage continues to pile up on Parsons here in the first half. Columbus leading at 7-6. 8:10 to go in the first half. You know, Tony, the Vikes have shown the ability to move the ball as long as they don't get penalties. So we'll see if they can make something happen here. 3rd and 15 for the Vikes from their own 43. Heitman in at quarterback. Takes the snap. Quick throw on the slant to Schultz, and he's
the first
very
down.
close to the first down. If they give him a good spot, which they do, it's a first down for the Vikes down to the Columbus 41. Heitman, Schultz connect.
That's a big play. Big time.
Boy, did the Viking offense need that play.
I could see that seam too, Scott.
Yeah.
I was like, man, if he can catch him quick, he can go right up that seam, and he sure did.
Viking offense quickly back up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the Columbus 41. There's the snap. Give it to Jones over the right side. He's got a decent hole inside the 35, run. And bet a flag comes in, Tony.
Late.
Holding on the Vikes. Coach Scheibe just shakes his head. You know, Tony, we don't have the luxury of replay. I'd like to.
They're going to say it was
I'd like
at
to go
39.
back I'd like to go back and see who the guilty party was, because
it's going to be about 1st and 18. It looks like.
Right back up to around midfield. They're going to spot it at the Columbus 49. Frustrating first half for the Vikes, and yet they're only down by 1. The Columbus offense has essentially been shut down the entire half by the Viking defense. The Vikings forced them into a turnover on their first possession. Their one touchdown was a kickoff return of 85 yards. Heitman still in at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Keeps it himself. And looking for a block.
A 5-yard pickup.
Gets into Columbus territory around the 45, maybe the 44-yard line. We've talked about him a little bit throughout the season, Tony. He's a good athlete.
Yeah, he's got some spunk. He wants to be out there.
Ball spotted at the Columbus 44-yard line. 2nd and 13 for the Vikes. Schultz wide left. Keaton wide right for the Vikes.
I think it's Forbes in the slot.
And Forbes in the slot. And they're going to go to, I think they were trying to get it to Forbes. And Heitman overshot him. So now 3rd and long coming up for the Vikes. 6:35 to go in the first half. Columbus continues to lead this one 7-6. And Parsons can wrap up a home game for the first round of the playoffs if they get a win here tonight.
Definitely in jeopardy at this point.
Yeah, it's been a rough go. In case you're joining us late, Chandler Henson not going to get very many snaps tonight. He's has a sprained ankle. Heitman to throw, wants to go deep, looking for Schultz, and it is intercepted inside the 5-yard line. And they're going to say that his knee touched at about the 6. Couldn't get away from Schultz. And I know that's disappointing to the crowd, Tony, but it's the same as a great punt.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's the same as a great punt. If you're not going to get the completion for a first down or a touchdown, you know, that's really about the next best thing. So now hopefully the Viking defense can come up with another big play.
It's definitely not the half that I'm sure Coach Scheibe dreamed of, but
yeah, definitely
if they can get a stop and get a score before the half, it'd be nice to have a lead at the half.
Jet Tanner, Columbus quarterback, takes the snap. It's a running play.
It's Henson in there. Henson in on the stop.
Short gain on the play. Not sure around the. Did they just give him a yard? Maybe up to the 7-yard line.
2nd and 9. Yeah, I want to say Columbus, I have them at around 25 total yards, and they had a 30-yard pass play.
Right.
So the rest of the time it's been negative.
Yeah, the Parsons defense, like we've seen most of the year, been playing very solid here in the first half. 2nd and 9. Boy, busted play, I think, and the Vikings will take advantage of that.
No gain.
Looked like the quarterback turned to give it to a running back, and nobody was there. So now we'll see. You know, in Columbus, normally you'd think, well, we'll play it safe, but, you know, they're 1-6 on the year.
Exactly.
You know, that's another thing we didn't really talk about. When you're playing a team that's 1-6,
they have nothing to lose.
They really have nothing to lose. You're absolutely right. So we'll see what the Columbus coaching staff dials up. It's 3rd and 9 for the Titans from their own 7. They lead this one 7-6. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first half. Tanner to throw, and it is
almost intercepted.
Incomplete, almost picked off.
That's Jakari Green again. He stuck his hand right in there. That was good defense.
Well, you would certainly think the Vikings would get outstanding field position, plenty of time on the clock, 5:03 to go.
Kicking out of their own end zone.
It'll be Jonas Stover. He was the 6'5" wide receiver that made that great catch.
How about a bad snap here and get a 2-point safety?
I'll take it. That jump the Vikings up by 1 point. Viking return man back at the Columbus 45. Stover.
Oh, almost blocked.
Gets off a short kick.
Wow, it went way up in the air,
Yeah, it took forever for that to land. And then the Vikings just get away from it, and they're going to have good field position as the Titan punting unit downs the ball at the Columbus. Looks like they're going to mark it right around the Columbus 42-yard line. So great opportunity here for the Viking offense that has been, you know, this, and I, you know, again, you can't emphasize enough when you have somebody like Chandler Henson hobbled with an ankle injury and not getting a lot of snaps. But, you know, this kind of looks back a little bit like week 1.
Exactly.
You know, when, you know, you're just not on the same page, things look a little disjointed, a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty obvious that the Vikings have more talent than Columbus, and that's obvious by their records and by common opponents, the results against those common opponents, I should say. So hopefully the Vikings can kind of get on track here. Giving it to Jones over the right side. Nice cut, 40, 35. He's still fighting for yardage. Boy, that's a nice hard run by Jones. Spot the ball on the Columbus 34-yard line. Second and about 2 coming up for the Vikes. For joining us late, Columbus leading at 7-6. Vikes scored on a 2-yard run by Keaton. Columbus got their touchdown on an 85-yard kickoff return. Second and 2 for the Vikes. Out takes the snap, gives it to Jones. Powers forward for the first down. Inside the 30-yard line, down to the Columbus 29. So they'll move the chains. Clock stops momentarily. 3:55 to go in the first half. Vikes will huddle up. Ford will come split wide left for the Vikes. Schultz also one of the wide receivers. Hauk looks over that defense. Takes the snap, hands off to Jones. Over left tackle. Boy, good
power
push.
run.
Good push by the offensive line. Good hard running by Jones.
About 7 yards.
Again, Columbus won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they will get the second half kickoff. So this is a big drive for the Viking offense. Second and 3 for Parsons. Ball spotted on the Columbus 22-yard line. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. From the shotgun, Hauk takes the snap. Nice job by Hauk to get that handoff to Jones. He goes over the right side.
I think he got the first down.
Going to be very, very close. You know, that's one of the things that won't show up on the stat sheet. That was a low snap. Hauk not only got down there to field the snap, he was able to get a clean handoff to Jones as well. And they're going to spot him just short, Tony. Third and about a foot, probably.
Timeout, Columbus.
So Columbus has taken a timeout. We'll take advantage of that to go and say thank you to the rest of our sponsors who are bringing you Viking football in 2025. We want to say thank you to Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Wood Insurance Center, Roy's Auto Service, Bowen Pharmacy, Parsons Educational Foundation, Labette Bank, Snyder Lawn Care, SEK Orthopedic Doctors Mosier and Meister, and also Idea Tech, bringing you Viking football in 2025. Well, Tony, I can't imagine anything other than a handoff to Dakari Jones, unless, given the fact that it's only a foot, is this the time to do a little play action?
Yeah,
you
do a
know?
little trickery.
A little play action, and if you've got somebody open over the middle, you know, you might get a touchdown, but.
You know, I haven't really seen Largent in the game as a tight end. O'Banion's in at the moment, but I've seen Largent in on defense, but I have not seen him on the offensive side of the ball yet, which is unusual because he's usually in there quite a bit.
So third and short for the Vikings from the 20-yard line of Columbus.
You called it.
Is it caught or is it incomplete? Did it hit the ground? They're going to say incomplete. It looked like a great sliding catch by Schultz, but the official was right on top of it, and they say incomplete. It would have been a first down around the 15. They did go with the play action.
Yeah, you definitely called it.
And so now I'll be surprised if they do anything other than give it to Dakari Jones, but you have to, you know, that's who Columbus is going to be keying on.
They haven't stopped him for a loss yet.
No. Fourth and a foot for the Vikings. 2:30 to go in the first half. Columbus leading this one 7-6. Vikes are going to attack it out of the shotgun. There's the snap. They give it to Jones. And
oh, wow. He got
tripped up,
stopped.
And I think he's short.
Oh, no.
I think it's no gain. He got tripped up. And I think it's going to be a turnover on downs. Viking. Yep. They don't even have to measure. Columbus defense comes up big.
Wow.
So a frustrating first half continues for the Vikes. So now, Tony, we shift over to the Viking defense. And it's crucial that they keep doing what they've been doing, which is completely shutting down this Columbus offense. Even if the Vikings go into the locker room down 1, for everything that's gone wrong, you wouldn't feel too bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have to assume that the Vikings will right the ship in the second half and come out and play their brand of football. But Columbus is fired up, as you might expect. They only have 1 win on the year. They were big underdogs coming into this game, and they lead by 1, and they have possession and momentum. And on the quarterback keeper, just nothing there, and it's going to be a loss. This Viking defense continues to dominate. Loss all the way back to the 15. Vikings have 2 timeouts, and if they get a no gain or another negative play here, you might see Coach Scheibe burn a defensive timeout, save a little bit of time for his offense, because they very well may get the ball back. 2nd and 15 for the Titans. They throw it out to the
almost
flat,
intercepted.
and it's batted down by Jones, I believe.
You don't have to use a timeout.
Boy, he got into the backfield, read that play. So now 3rd and 15 for Columbus from their own 15. Minute 45 on the clock. Titans leading the Vikings 7-6. Columbus just 1-6 on the season. Vikings sitting at 3-4. Jet Tanner takes the snap. They keep it on the ground. Nice spin move, but just getting it back to around the original line of scrimmage. And now Coach Scheibe, as expected, takes one of his 2 remaining timeouts. That stops the clock with 1:38 to go in quarter number 2, and Columbus leading at 7-6. We'll step away for a 30-second commercial break and be right back. You're listening to Viking Football on V93.
Here's a bright idea. Make sure you put your pants on before leaving the house. Sure, it seems simple, but sometimes simple doesn't happen. At IdeaTech, we think it's simple to have real people who live in Kansas helping customers. We understand that not everyone in our industry agrees. Then again, not everyone puts on pants before they leave the house. We think it's important to get the simple things right. Putting our pants on and providing local customer service. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
And we are back live at Marvel Park. 4th and 10 for Columbus from their own 20. They will have to punt it away again. Stover, low kick, goes out of bounds. Again, this is going to be great field position for the Viking offense. They just haven't been able to take advantage of it tonight, with that one exception off the early interception back in the first quarter. It led to the Vikings' lone score. Columbus 7, Parsons 6. 1:33 to go in the game, rather in the first half. I'm getting ahead of myself. Vikes have it 1st and 10 from the Columbus 45. So, Tony, they still have 1 timeout in their hip pocket. So they have time to get into the end zone here
100%.
before halftime.
Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, you can still run the ball, but I'd like to see some passing. Really, they've had 23 yards in the passing. So they can definitely afford to get a few passes here.
And if they do keep the ball on the ground, they're obviously going to have to be in hurry-up mode. And a flag comes in.
Delay a game.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was probably going to be. And they didn't even come close to getting that snap off, I don't think, Tony. Another penalty on the Vikings.
How do they know? Are they giving him a countdown on the
Yeah,
field, I'm guessing?
yeah, I'm guessing because of the play clocks have not been working all season long here at Marvel Park. So 1st and 15 from midfield. Houck does want to throw. Looking for a screen. Gets it to Dakari Jones for a decent pickup inside the Columbus 45 down to the Columbus 43. And we may have an injured Viking. And if it's Dakari Jones, a Viking running back, they'll be getting mighty thin at that position. Can't tell who it is.
I don't see Jones coming across the field.
Clock stopped with 1:19 to go in the first half. Again, your score, Columbus 7, Parsons 6. Vikes will be facing a 2nd and 8 from the Columbus 43. Just to recap, it's been, at least on the offensive side of the ball, it's been an ugly half for the Vikings. They've had some good field position, just haven't been able to punch it in other than the 2-yard run by Keaton. A lot of false starts, couple of delay game penalties, a holding that wiped out a big pass play. They've done some nice things. Dakari Jones has had some nice runs. Schultz has had an amazing catch.
They're calling the doctor across. That's never a good sign.
So we will.
Dr. Mosier coming across the field.
In your score, Columbus 7, Parsons 6. So with the injury on the field, we will take a 1-minute commercial break and be back with more. You're listening to Viking Football on B93.
In 2003, Tank Connection founders envisioned a Southeast Kansas-based company dedicated to innovating bolted storage tanks, offering superior products and services through a customer-focused team. 2 decades later, and products in 64 countries and on 6 continents, this vision endures. Tank Connection employee owners are dedicated to a future where their shared purpose brings empowered realities to as many lives as possible.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
They just signaled for the ambulance to come on the field, so we never did get a jersey number for sure, so we're not gonna.
Not sure what an ambulance would do to a soft field, but whew.
So a tough first half for the Vikings. Gets even tougher as they're gonna.
Maybe they're just getting inside to get there.
They're gonna lose one player for the rest of the night. Yeah. 1 minute, 19 seconds to go in the first half. Your score, Columbus 7, Parsons 6.
I'm not even really sure what it could be, Scott. He was upright when he crossed the 45, and I think he kind of like did a little dive, but I didn't really see, just in the live version, I didn't see anything that indicated anything like, but it could have been, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, they're ambulance crew starting to wheel the stretcher out here at Marvel Park, so always a sad situation for the team and obviously the individual that suffered the injury. We all know injuries are part of sports, and man, sometimes they rack up pretty fast in football, Tony.
Yeah.
So that's tough. Minute 19 to go in the first half. Columbus leading at 7-6. Let's take another 1-minute commercial break, and then we'll be right back. You're listening to Viking Football on V93.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
So we're back live at Marvel Park. We're in the midst of an extended injury timeout. One of the Viking players hurt on the last play. They brought a stretcher out. And they're being very, very cautious on the far side of the field. So we'll just hope and pray for the best for this young man. And while we have this extended break in the action, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you one more time to all of our sponsors. So grateful for their support of Viking football in 2025. We want to say thank you to Labette Health, Bartlett Co-op, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Labette Community College, Elm Haven Nursing Home and Woodridge Estates, Tank Connection, Clemens Insurance Agency, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray, Parsons District Schools, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Wood Insurance Center, Roy's Auto Service, Bowen Pharmacy, Parsons Educational Foundation, Labette Bank, Snyder Lawn Care, SEK Orthopedic, Doctors Mosier and Meister, and Idea Tech, all bringing you Viking football in 2025. I noticed Coach Dixon, Tony here right in front of us, gathered up a lot of the Vikings, talking to them, maybe even having some, might even be praying for a little bit right down there at midfield.
Yeah.
And they continue to attend to the injured Viking on the far side of the field. So it looks like it's going to be at least another minute or two here before we resume action. Again, minute 19 to go in the first half. Columbus on top 7-6. Let's take another 1-minute commercial break, and then we'll be back. You're listening to Viking Football on V93.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us in our broadcast of Viking football on V93. The injury timeout has come to an end, and it was Dakari Jones was the injured Viking, and he was taken off on a stretcher, and we will just hope and pray for the best for that young man. And Viking offense back out on the field to face a 2nd 8 without their top 2 running backs now. We'll see how the Viking offense responds. They're going to throw, looking for Ford, and he's got the catch. Nice move. He's at the 35-30 and knocked out of bounds there. It's a first down. And you know, Tony, you hate to see, those types of injuries. But as far as just within the game itself, sometimes that just sparks the team.
Inspires the team to want to play for him.
They all, the entire team went out as they were taking him off on the stretcher and, were giving him well wishes and giving him every bit of support that they possibly could. 1st and 10 for the Vikes from the Columbus 30. Minute 12 to go in the first half. Out. He wants to throw. It's caught by Schultz. And I think that's a first down inside the 20-yard line. So back-to-back completions. Clock stopped with a minute 4 to go in the first half. We'll restart as they get that ball set. Vikes quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Keaton in at running back now for the Vikes. Vikes are going to throw, and it's caught by Ford. Looking to make a move. He's going to get bottled up this time after a short gain at the 15. Clock on the move, 45 seconds to go in the half. Vikes still have 1 timeout to work with. And now possibly a timeout by Columbus. Sure enough, 40 seconds to go in the first half. Columbus leading at 7-6. Vikes will have it 2nd and about 5 from the Columbus 15. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking football on V93.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Back live at Marvel Park. Vikings facing a 2nd and 5. Call it 2nd and 6. From the Columbus 15, 40 seconds to go in the half. Vikes trail by 1. Houck to throw, goes to the end zone, nearly intercepted. It falls incomplete. So with Dakari Jones out of the game with an injury, Chandler Henson sprained his ankle last week up at Atchison, and all of a sudden, with those 2 injuries, Scheibe trying to open up the offense a little bit. And also part of that is that there's not a lot of time left on the clock either, and the Vikings only have 1 timeout. Columbus is out of timeouts. They just spent their last one. So 3rd and 6 for the Vikes coming up. Schultz split wide right. Ford split to the left. Man in motion. Pass play, Ford was the intended target. Looked like it went through his hands. It falls incomplete. Now the Vikings face 4th and 6. So big play coming up.
Yeah, I look for him to try to go to Schultz if they can. Ford, though, has made a couple of nice plays, made a couple of good moves to get first down. So I mean, he might not be a bad option either. So the clock does stop if they get the first down to move the chains. So with 34 seconds, I mean, you can just go get the first down and not have to go to the end zone.
The Vikings do. There's the snap. Houck rolls right. Has time. Throws for the end zone. What's the call?
I can't tell. I thought he caught it.
They haven't made a signal.
It's a touchdown.
I think they say it was complete, but not a touchdown. They're at about the 1 yard line. 27 seconds left. Vikings don't have to rush here. First and goal from the 1. 20 seconds to go. Clock on the move. Houck takes the snap, hands off to Keaton. He powers forward, and
short.
If he's short, the Vikings will have to burn their timeout, which they do with about 8 seconds left. I thought he got in, Tony, but obviously the officials have a much better view than we do.
It was close, but it looked like his knee was down before he reached across, just from my view.
So
but it's a long view from here.
So it's going to be second and goal from the 1. And the thing is, Tony, you almost have to throw the ball. Almost, because if you run it and don't make it, you're probably not getting, that's going to be halftime.
100% halftime.
So you might throw it at least once, and then you could probably run or pass, because there's probably only enough time for 2 plays. So I'm going to guess a pass play on second and goal.
Or jet sweep to Schultz.
So we'll see. Man, it'd be great if the Vikings could punch this in and actually have the lead at halftime, because it has been a rough first half for this Viking offense. You know, they knew they probably would be without Henson. They did not know that they would end up being without Dakari Jones. You know, and Jones has made some big plays on the defensive side of the ball as well tonight. So here we go, second and goal from the 1. Houck in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He doesn't want to throw. Quick slant. Caught by Schultz. It's a touchdown. And with 4.6 seconds to go in the half, the Vikings have regained the lead at 12-7, and I'm assuming they will go for 2.
Big time play by Wyatt Schultz there. Man. You gotta go to your guy. When the game's on the line, Henson and Schultz, that's been the guys all year long. That's who you gotta go to.
So great execution by the Viking offense. They get it into the end zone, and they're going to line up in that. Looks like Heitman's out there at quarterback. They go with the wishbone look for this 2-point conversion. Oh, yeah. The ball's fumbled, and that is going to be no good.
That was,
So, no good on, but there's a flag on the field, I believe.
I think it was on the Vikings. I think the man in motion went forward before the snap.
Probably some kind of illegal motion.
Is my guess.
Well, personal foul. Oh, chop block on the Vikings. So that'll probably be enforced on the kickoff.
Which won't matter.
Shouldn't matter.
Well, they just ran a kickoff back.
They did run a kickoff back for a touchdown, but the Vikings just do some sort of pooch kick here. Because I can't imagine that Columbus will run an offensive play.
I don't think there'll be enough time if they do some kind of a kick that is rolling at all. And as soon as he touches it, the clock will start.
Now, they just said that penalty was declined, so maybe there won't be any mark off at all for the kickoff. So 4.6 seconds to go in the first half. It was a very fast-moving first half until that unfortunate injury to Dakari Jones. We had the extended injury timeout, and we continue to pray for a quick recovery for Dakari. Viking kickoff team on the field. I can give you about a 99.9% guarantee the Vikings are not going to kick this ball deep. 4 seconds to go in the half. Vikes have regained the lead at 12-7. And we are ready for the kickoff. And they kick it away from the speedy freshman. It's fielded about the 22, return to the 30. This is going to be another nice return, but fortunately, he was so far near the Columbus sideline that he gets knocked out of bounds, and halftime is here. Parsons leads at 12-7, and we're going to send it back to the station for a few minutes, and then we'll be back with the Eye Care Associate halftime show. You're listening to Viking football on V93.
Here's a bright idea. Make sure you put your pants on before leaving the house. Sure, it seems simple, but sometimes simple doesn't happen. At IdeaTech, we think it's simple to have real people who live in Kansas helping customers. We understand that not everyone in our industry agrees. Then again, not everyone puts on pants before they leave the house. We think it's important to get the simple things right. Putting our pants on and providing local customer service. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
Here's a bright idea. Streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTech has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTech has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671
We're back live at Marvel Park. Scott
today.
Marlowe,
Apply
Tony
online
Fuentes
at
with you as we
labette.edu.
get going with our Eye Care Associate halftime show, brought to you by Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray. 12-7, Parsons leads Columbus at the break. And Tony, it wasn't pretty.
No.
At least on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of penalties by the Vikings. They just look disjointed. But that said, when you remove your biggest offensive threat, Chandler Henson, who suffered an ankle injury up at Atchison last week, I think he ran the ball once in the first half.
I don't know.
I think he ran the ball one time, had a few snaps on the defensive side of the ball. But Coach Scheibe has said, he's the heart and soul of this team, and you take him off the field. And then we had the unfortunate injury to Dakari Jones at the end of the first half, who was, a good running back, great running back actually, but second string running back for the Vikings. And, it was interesting. You take those two guys off the field, then all of a sudden Coach Scheibe's kind of forced to open it up a little bit, and the Vikings were able to march down the field, a few short passes, and topped it off with 4 seconds left in the half, that 1-yard pass from Houck to Schultz to regain the lead going into the locker room.
Yeah, it was big to get that touchdown at the end, and hopefully if the defense can, take care of business, I think they can still come out here tonight with a win. But it's gonna be tough to get points. I think they are going to have to probably rely on the passing game, which kind of amped up there towards the end of the half. I mean, Jones left, with the injury. He had 81 yards before leaving. He had a 7-yard reception on the play that he got hurt on.
Yep.
And Houck threw for probably 60 yards, and ended up throwing for that touchdown to Schultz there at the end. And Eric Keaton got that 2-yard touchdown. So I mean, he might be the one guy you can lean on to run the ball. I mean, we'll see what happens. They also have Kane Leon, which, man, last year in a few games that he came in and played on the varsity level, he did well.
Yes, he did.
I did the PA announcing for some of the JV games, and he's a little spark plug. I mean, he's got some speed to him. So I mean, he's small, really small. But sometimes when you're small and you got speed, it's hard to get a hold of him. Mm-hmm. So I mean, he might not be a bad option either. But I mean, I haven't seen them really try to go to Leon the last few games on the varsity level. So I'm not sure, if he's. I'm not sure. I haven't even really looked for him on the sideline. So I don't even know if that's an option. So, but Keaton, I mean, hey, give him a chance. See what he can do.
So we mentioned the 2 scores for the Vikings. The only score for Columbus came on an 85-yard kickoff return that the return man essentially fumbled the ball twice. And then when he finally was able to scoop it up, it looked like he was going to get
tackled immediately,
surrounded about the 20-yard line, and somehow he found an opening and found a big opening right up the near sideline, right in front of the Viking bench, and ended up taking it the distance. And other than that, and then the about a 28-yard pass play from their own end zone where the 6'5" Stover was able to elevate over the defensive back. I mean, it's been pretty lackluster offense by Columbus.
I would say
totally shut down by the Vikings.
Besides that 30-yard pass play, Scott, I want to say they are less than 5 to 10 yards.
Yeah,
they might possibly be negative.
Their first possession, they threw an interception, and they haven't really gotten much of anything on the ground. So while the Vikings are shorthanded now on the offensive side of the ball, they're going to lean heavily. They've leaned on the defense a little bit all season long, but they're going to have to do it a little bit more here in the second half. But You know, I was encouraged, you know, when the Vikings were kind of put in a position where they had to throw the ball. They had some success with it, you know. You know, Coach Scheibe told us way back preseason, you know, how accurate Houck was with those short passes, and they hit a lot of slants, a lot of quick hitters, and you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if Heitman gets a few snaps.
Yeah,
you know, he got some snaps in the first half. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a few more in the second half. He just brings a little bit different element to the Viking offense. So, you know, the good news is all that rain we had today is held off, and hopefully we won't see. I know it's supposed to rain tomorrow, maybe as early as midnight tonight, if not earlier. But it should be nice to get through this game without any more rain coming down. So again, your halftime score: Parsons 12 and Columbus 7. That's going to wrap it up for our Eye Care Associate halftime show. We will take a 2-minute commercial break, and then we'll be back with the second half. You're listening to Viking football on B93.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
In 2003, Tank Connection founders envisioned a Southeast Kansas-based company dedicated to innovating voltage storage tanks, offering superior products and services through a customer-focused team. 2 decades later, and products in 64 countries and on 6 continents, this vision endures. Tank Connection employee owners are dedicated to a future where their shared purpose brings empowered realities to as many lives as possible.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
For us back in the KLKC studios. Vikings trying to even their season record at 4-4 and finish district play 3-1. That would most likely give them second place in the district and secure a home playoff game next week. They lead Columbus 12-7. Columbus will get the second half kickoff. That's how Columbus got their only touchdown of the night, was on a kickoff return of 85 yards. And here we go, second half underway. A little bit shorter kick, fielded at the 26-yard line, returned to the 35, about to the 36-yard line, so a 10-yard return. And Columbus, who has struggled mightily on the offensive side of the ball, will have it 1st and 10 from their own 36, just underway in quarter number 3.
Yeah, definitely need to lean on the defense here. Hopefully the defense can keep playing strong.
Columbus offense up to the line of scrimmage. 6'5" Jonas Stover split wide right. Tanner in the shotgun. Man in motion. Looked like some illegal motion. Again, no flag. And now Tanner takes off. Had a little seam right up the middle, and he gains about 3 yards up to the 39. Must be an optical illusion or something, Tony. I swear Columbus has moved early a handful of times.
I've noticed
tonight.
that as well.
So they're either timing it perfectly.
Coach Scheibe's talking to the ref on this near
Yeah.
sideline, so he might be seeing the same thing because he's looking straight down the line.
So gain of 3 on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Titans from their own 39. Tanner will go from the pistol. Throw a quick hitter out into the flat. And
Great
it's a
tackle.
short gain. Yeah, that was a nice swarming defense by the Vikes.
Jaden Rodriguez on the catch.
3rd and about 4 coming up for the Titans. They're going to spot the ball at the Columbus 42. They need to get it out to the 46 for a first down.
Honestly, this is probably the shortest 3rd down they've had in the entire game.
Yeah, they hurt themselves with a penalty here and there, but mostly just some great defense by the Vikings. A sack or, throwing a running back for a big loss. See what the Columbus coaching staff wants to dial up. 3rd and 4, Vikes showing blitz. They bring one extra man. Pass over the middle, wide open for an easy first down and more. We're going to have to get him. He's at the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Some poor tackling there is going to result in a touchdown for Columbus.
Jaden Rodriguez.
Rodriguez was wide open, and then a couple of missed tackles by the Vikings, and Columbus leads at 13-12 with 10:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. That's a 58-yard pass play for the touchdown.
Wow.
So an offense that had done absolutely nothing in the first half comes up big on their first possession of the second half. Extra point attempt. Hold is down. Kick is away. And it is good. 10:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. Your score, Columbus 14, Parsons 12. We'll be back with the kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Football on B93.
Here's a bright idea. Make sure you put your pants on before leaving the house. Sure, it seems simple, but sometimes simple doesn't happen. At Idea Tech, we think it's simple to have real people who live in Kansas helping customers. We understand that not everyone in our industry agrees. Then again, not everyone puts on pants before they leave the house. We think it's important to get the simple things right. Putting our pants on and providing local customer service. Another bright idea from Idea Tech.
Back live at Marvel Park. Columbus comes out of the locker room and goes 64 yards for by far their best drive of the night, and they lead Parsons 14-12, 10:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. Zane Gray, the place kicker, he's a 250-pound lineman. You don't see very many linemen that are also the kicker. Vikes fumble the kickoff. Now it's picked up by Schultz at the 20, coming to the near side. Got some room, 30, 40, and knocked out about the 43, so what could have been somewhat disastrous for the Vikings. Schultz ended up picking up the loose ball, ends up sliding into that mud pit on the Vikings sideline. And he's going to give the Vikings pretty good field position here.
I think Heitman's going in at quarterback.
And Henson's out there as well, Tony.
Wow.
That might show not necessarily desperation by Coach Scheibe, but maybe a little bit of concern by Coach Scheibe that his team is trailing Columbus 14-12 here early in the second half. Vikes have the ball on their own 43. And Heitman is in at quarterback. He'll be in the shotgun. Henson, the running back. They do give it to Henson. And he's at the 45, down to about the 46.
Maybe 3 yards.
Yep, I'd give him 3 yards on that carry. You can tell Henson just wants to explode.
He just doesn't have the burst.
But yeah, when you only have one good ankle, it makes it tough. You know, he had that. It was against Baxter, over 400 yards rushing.
416.
You know, shattering the school record. So 2nd and 7 for the Vikes. Heitman stays in at quarterback. Columbus leading at 14-12. 9:15 to go in quarter number 3. There's the snap. They give it to Henson right up the middle. He powers forward, and he should have the first down.
It's pretty close.
He got past the first down marker before being pushed back.
Yep.
And they're going to give it to him. Ball will be spotted at the Columbus 47, and man, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
And you know,
I'm not sure what these guys are doing. They're not moving the chains till now.
Go. Yeah, a little bit of confusion here over on the far sideline. They get things straightened out. Schultz comes split wide left. Ford will go to the right side of the formation. Looks like, is Hauk back? No, Heitman's still in at quarterback. And they give it to Henson over right tackle.
4 yards.
Eight and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. Columbus, just one win on the year, knocking off Baxter Springs 15-14, but some unusually sloppy play by the Viking offense in the first half. A big kickoff return and then a big pass play by Columbus to start the second half, and the Titans trying to pull the upset tonight over a somewhat shorthanded Viking team. 2nd and 6 for the Vikes. Heitman gives it to Henson. Henson, not much that time, maybe a yard. And spot him down at the Columbus 42, and that's going to bring up, 3rd and 5. Heitman getting some instructions from his head coach. Viking offense breaks out of the huddle. Again, seems like they're going to need to get that snap off rather quickly, Tony, but
yeah,
you know, we don't have working play clocks here at Marvel Park, so my internal clock is saying we're about to get a delay of game. They do get the snap off. They just run it to Henson over the right side. Boy, he's fighting hard. He's going to be short of the first down.
Probably 4th and 2.
Yeah, they didn't give him quite as much as I was hoping. They're going to mark him at the Columbus 39, and 4th and 2. Probably about a yard and a half. And that's going to be, pretty solid 2 yards that they need for the first down. The Vikes obviously going to go for it. 4th and 2 for Parsons. 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Columbus leading this one 14-12. Big play for the Viking offense. It's a quarterback keeper.
Got it.
And he just barely got it. Tony, I didn't have a good look at it, but I thought if he had kept running to the edge, he had a lot of room.
Oh, he did. I think he just wanted to make sure he got the first down, and he turned and got it.
So Heitman cut it to the inside. Ball spotted just outside the Columbus 35-yard line, and that was the most important thing, was to get that first down and keep this drive alive. The hobbled Chandler Henson will stay in at running back. Takari Jones unfortunately carted off on a stretcher near the end of the first half. We hope he's going to be okay. First down, Vikes give it to Henson up the middle.
Almost broke that one.
Yeah, he was looked like he was going to get into the secondary, but he got tripped up. Still a nice gain to the 30-yard line.
Good 5-yard gain.
.5:35 left in the third quarter. Vikes on the move. 2nd and 5 from the Columbus 30. Titans lead by 2. Again, Henson running hard. He's got the first down inside the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. And now I think he's asking to come out. He's limping a little bit. He's going to have to yep, he can't even make it. He's going to go down. Boy, he was running so hard. Is he just cramping?
I think he's cramping.
I hate to say just cramping. Cramps are very, very, he's in a lot of pain. Cramps can be extremely painful. But at this point in the game, I guess you'd rather it be a cramp than hurting that ankle even more. But, yeah, he was in a lot of pain. But it's obviously a cramp. And now he's
back up.
That's one good thing about those types of cramps. They hurt like crazy, but they go away quickly as soon as you get it stretched out.
until you get it just stretched just a little bit wrong again, and then it comes right back.
And then it comes back. That is true.
Need a lot of pickle juice.
So, 1st and 10 for the Vikes. Ball spotted on the Titan 24-yard line. 5:21 to go in the third quarter. Columbus leading this one 14-12. Columbus came out of the locker room, went 64 yards, most of it.
Man,
one
Schultz,
big chunk play.
Schultz wide open in the slot. Oh, my goodness.
And now another flag.
Oh, no.
Was it? Well, I didn't see anybody move, but it was a false start on the Vikings. Boy, that's been the story here tonight for the Vikings. A lot of penalties.
I think they're just they wanted to try to get to Schultz so quick because he had 5 or 6 yards that he could gain without even any questions. Nobody's even close to him.
Forward split, wide left. Again, it'll be Schultz in the slot, and they are giving him about a 10-yard cushion.
Same thing.
Take the handoff over the middle to Schultz. You called it, and he's trying to break away. He gets inside the 20. He's going to be short of the first down because of that 5-yard penalty, but it's still a nice pickup. Down to around the 16 or 17-yard line of Columbus. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Vikes. 2nd and about 4. 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Chandler Henson hobbled tonight. Vikings will be without the services of Dakari Jones for the rest of the evening due to injury. Vikings just trying to figure out a way to sneak out of Marvel Park with a win here tonight. Handoff to Henson. He's back out there after the cramp, and he is hit for no gain. But this will be 4-down territory, so the Vikes still have 2 plays here to pick up what amounts to about 4 yards. That was a nice play by the Columbus defense. There's not very often you see Henson go down just by one guy, but, you know, he's had that muscle cramp. He's essentially playing on one good ankle.
He's still out there.
Third and about 4.5 yards for the Vikes from the Columbus 17. They fake the handoff. They're going to the end zone looking for Schultz. Boy, that's got to be pass interference. I cannot believe that. He never looked for the ball. He was right. I mean,
wow.
I don't know. Here again, we don't have
the classic pass interference, and there's no flag. Not even. Wow.
Like I said earlier, you know, we obviously don't have the luxury of pass interference, but I would like to see that again. It sure looked like that was pass interference all day long.
The coaching staff's really no complaints from them, so maybe it was just a good defensive play.
So now, 4th and 5, and now I think Coach Scheibe wants to talk it over. 3:26 to go in the third quarter. Columbus leading at 14-12. We'll be back with the 4th down play in 30 seconds This is Viking football on V93.
In 2003, Tank Connection founders envisioned a Southeast Kansas-based company dedicated to innovating bolted storage tanks, offering superior products and services through a customer-focused team. 2 decades later, and products in 64 countries and on 6 continents, this vision endures. Tank Connection employee owners are dedicated to a future where their shared purpose brings empowered realities to as many lives as possible.
.326 to go in quarter number 3. The Vikings facing a big 4th and 4. Columbus on top 14-12 late in the third quarter. The Vikings trying to answer that Columbus touchdown. Heitman back out at quarterback. Henson still in at running back. Somebody moved. If it's on Columbus, it's going to be a first down. Oh, they're going to call false start on the Vikings. And I think that may be the right call. I think Schultz patted himself on the chest and said that was me. Yeah, and I saw movement on both sides. I just wasn't. It all happened so fast, Tony. I couldn't tell who moved first.
Yeah.
You know. So I think.
It was close.
I think that defensive lineman was reacting to some early movement by Schultz. And so now, Tony, 4th and 4 turns into 4th and 9. Vikings are going to have to come up with a big play to keep this drive alive. Heitman in at quarterback, looks over the defense. He can throw the ball, goes over the, no, he keeps it himself, and he's going to be short. He fumbles, and it's going to be recovered. It doesn't matter who recovers it because even if the Vikings had it, it'll be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's a big play by Columbus there.
And then we have another injured Viking.
Might be Heitman.
Yeah, it might be Heitman. Can't tell for sure. So I'm sure a quarterback draw wasn't the call, but the receiver wasn't open, and Heitman saw a running lane, but wasn't able to pick up the first down. So with 3:19 to go in the third quarter, Columbus is going to take over on offense, leading this one 14-12. They'll have it at their own 26. Injured Vikings still being attended to. Been a rough senior night for the Vikes, Tony. You know, the injury to Dakari Jones. Henson came in gimpy. He's limped off the field a few times tonight. He's still out there, just as tough as nails. And now let's see, was that?
It's Heitman.
It is Heitman. Yep. He's gonna. Well, he was gonna walk off under his own power. Now he kind of. Not really sure what happened, but
it was a pretty big hit because the ball came squirting out.
Yeah,
so.
it did. I think he's going to be okay. He's going to head to the sideline and take it easy for a little bit. Columbus offense, which had done nothing in the first half, came up with a big 58-yard pass play on their opening drive of the second half. They have the ball in a 2-point lead. And there's the flag, finally. I've been waiting for that all night long. Stover moved early, and it's a 5-yard penalty on the Titans. 3:18 to go in the third quarter. Titans leading Parsons 14-12. Vikings were favored to win this game tonight, but they're getting all they want from this Columbus squad. First and 15 for the Titans. Tanner puts a man in motion, takes the snap. He wants to throw on first down, going deep down the near sideline. It's going to be way into the mud pit on the sidelines. And incomplete.
It's gonna be some cold mud, I'm guarantee you,
Yeah.
because I'm cold up here. I can't even imagine landing in a cold mud puddle.
Yeah, the temperature just hovering in the mid-50s here at Marvel Park, and it's pretty damp as well after that rain we had most of the day. That was green on the coverage for the Vikings. 2nd and 15 after the incomplete pass. Just a 2-point deficit for the Vikings and a ton of time left in this ball game. 3:11 left in the third quarter, but man, it's just been a very unsettling night so far for the Vikings. They just haven't really looked like themselves. Tanner takes the snap. He wants to throw on 2nd and 15. Has quite a bit of time. Now he's going to fire, and it is caught.
What a catch.
In the middle of about 3 Vikings, and then a flag comes in. That may be a taunting penalty on the Vikings. And, I'm not saying that if it's a taunting penalty on the Parsons, it may have been warranted, but the official that was right there didn't throw the flag. The guy was 15 yards away.
Oh, yeah, ways away.
That threw the flag. I mean, the penalty yardage on the Vikings tonight is just staggering. And it is unsportsmanlike on the Vikings, so that's going to move the ball into Viking territory. Coach Scheibe is just kind of speechless. And I think it was probably the right call. I thought whoever hit the receiver gave him a pretty good lick and then stood over him and probably said something. It's just a little concerning when the official who is standing right on top of the ball doesn't throw the flag, but a guy 15 yards away.
He might have been 20 yards away.
Yeah, he was way back there. So 1st and 10 for Columbus from the Viking 47. Running play. We have a flag in this time. It's about a 3 or 4 yard gain. They're pointing to the
face mask on the Vikings.
Penalties just killing the Vikings tonight. Coach Scheibe, I think he assumed it was going to be holding on Columbus. he is just beside himself.
Yeah.
So that's a big penalty, marking it all the way down to the 32-yard line.
30 yards and penalties in the last 2 plays.
Yeah, and Tony, if Columbus scores a touchdown and hits the extra point, that's going to turn it into a 2-possession game. That'll make it a 9-point lead. And the Vikes just jumped off sides, but they get back. There's the snap. Tanner looking to throw, and he gets sacked. Back at the 38-yard line. Much needed play by the Viking defense.
Xander Gabbert got sacked there. Big play.
Mentally, the Vikings have to stay in this thing. The penalty yardage very lopsided tonight. Tanner from the pistol. Low snap. Handoff. Running play over the left side. Yeah, nothing there.
Xander Gabbert again on the tackle. He's getting fired up.
Give it a 1-yard gain to the Viking 37. And Columbus needs to get inside the Viking 25, down to around the 24 for a first down. We'll call it 3rd and about 13. Minute 25 to go in the third quarter. Columbus leading this one 14-12. Tanner puts a man in motion. He wants to throw again, rolls right. He wants to launch it towards the end zone, and it is going to be out of bounds. Intercepted, but out of bounds. Oh, now you got to be careful. Green came down with it and then had words with the Columbus receiver. And the way the officials are tossing those yellow flags around tonight, you have to be extra cautious.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to give them a first down when they're getting ready to have 4th and 13. It's going to be timeout.
Timeout by Columbus. So they'll have it 4th and 14 from the Viking 37. Minute 11 to go in the third quarter. Columbus leads by 2. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking football on V93.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the 4-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
Columbus offense up to the line of scrimmage, facing a 4th and 14 from the Viking 37. They lead this one 14-12. You assume they're going to put this in the air. Now they're going to do a trick play. They throw it back to Stover. He's in big trouble now. He's going to just have to try to run it, and he's got a bit of a lane. He cuts it back inside the 30, but he's going to be tackled short of the first down, and it is a turnover on downs. I think Stover was supposed
There's
to.
a penalty, I think.
And they're calling the flag on the Vikings, and you have to wonder at this point, Tony. Did you see what the penalty actually was?
I did not.
At this point, you know what the crowd is thinking. Boy, Coach Scheibe is really giving it to the head referee.
Wow.
I'm not sure what the actual call was, but given the lopsided nature, Coach Scheibe and the fans are starting to wonder, hey, what's going on here?
They say he slammed him down. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't have a good look at it, but my goodness, the Vikes had him stopped. It was going to be a turnover on downs. And now the offense is up to the line of scrimmage. Meanwhile, Coach Scheibe is still out on the field talking to the head referee. I've never seen a conversation this long. Yeah, Coach Scheibe very upset, visibly upset, and you really can't blame him. It has been, well, it's been the most frustrating night of the season for sure for the Vikings. Columbus gifted a first down now all the way down to the Viking 18. Just 1 minute to go in the third quarter. There's the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. And he spins forward for a gain of about 2. Ball spotted at the Viking 17-yard line, so it was a gain of 1.
One more play of
if they run this quarter. Yeah, if they just run the ball here, it'll be the end of the quarter. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Tanner takes the snap. It is a running play right up the middle. Short gain to about the 15. And that will almost certainly bring us to the end of the third quarter. Man, what a frustrating night for the Vikings. My goodness. I'm too frustrated to go to start listing all the things that have been frustrating tonight, Tony. We have reached the end of the third quarter. It's Columbus 14, Parsons 12. We'll be back with quarter number 4 in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking football on V93. Welcome back to Marvel Park, everybody. Scott Marlowe, Tony Fuentes with you. It's been a rough night for the Vikings in a lot of different ways. They're right in the thick of things, but Columbus, who is just, 15 yards from a score. They'll be facing a 3rd and 6. They lead at 14-12. They have an 85-yard kickoff return, does Columbus, and a 58-yard touchdown pass to account for their 2 scores. Other than that, they've been shut down by the Viking defense except for a couple of penalties that may or may not have actually been penalties, Tony.
There's been about 45 yards of penalties on this drive alone. So
Jet Tanner from the shotgun. Can the Viking defense come up big? Pass play. He's got plenty of time. He's going to run up the middle. Now he's caught, and he's going to be thrown down for no gain, and it's going to be 4th down.
That's a big play by Breland Summers. He doesn't have the spunk tonight, but I think he's a little down because of Dakari Jones going out. I know he was visually upset
he was
down there on the sideline, and he just doesn't have the spark that he normally does, but he got to the quarterback there.
4th and 6 coming up for Columbus. Two-point lead for the Titans. 11:20 to go in the ball game. Jet Tanner from the pistol. Takes the snap. Looking, throws to the end zone. Nearly intercepted and then dropped. But it will be a turnover on downs because of the support post here. I did not see it. I don't know who the intended receiver was, but it went right to, I believe, Wyatt Schultz. And the only difference that Wyatt didn't make that interception is 5 yards. The Vikings would have taken over at the 20-yard line. Instead, it'll be on the 15-yard line. And Tony here, Vikings just down by 2, tons of time, a lot of time on the clock, but my goodness, because of penalties and being shorthanded, points have been hard to come by tonight for the Vikings.
The Vikings much need a long, sustained drive here and score some points.
Viking offense out on the field. Houck back in at quarterback. Hits Schultz. Boy, nice move by Schultz. He's going to have the first down, a little bit more, out to about the 29-yard line. That's a nice pickup. 11 minutes to go in the game.
7 for 73 yards and a touchdown for Schultz is what I got.
Yeah, Schultz, he's had a nice senior year for the Vikings. Done a lot of good things for this Viking team. 10:50 to go in the game. Clock on the move. Vikes have it 1st and 10 from their own 28. Houck going to hand off to Henson. Henson gets a nice block and then upended. Boy, that was a nice tackle. That was going to be a big gain otherwise. Still a decent gain out to about the 33, gain of 5. Second and 5 coming up for the Vikings. Columbus on top, 14-12. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right for the Vikes. Chandler Henson, playing on a sprained ankle, is the running back. He's going to get another carry, and he's going to get hit for no gain, possibly even a short loss. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Vikings. Clock on the move, 9:50 to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Ford comes wide right. Schultz will be in the slot. Henson still in at running back. Houck working out of the shotgun. 3rd and 5. It's going to be incomplete. He's trying to hit Schultz out here, and the Vikes are going to have to kick it away.
That's tough. I think they're going for it.
9:22 left in the game.
Ah.
I would kick. I would, because the defense has played so well, Tony, I would go ahead and punt it here. We'll see. But you're right. It looks like Houck and the offense are going to stay on the field. So Vikes going for it from their own 33-yard line.
Houck has had some pooch punts, though.
Yep. Coach Scheibe might be rolling the dice here. Houck takes the snap and hits Schultz, but he's short. He's about a yard short, I believe. Yeah, they spotted at the 38. Are they going to need to do a measurement?
It's close.
It's closer than I thought. I thought he was a yard short, but they spotted it nose of the ball on the 38. Yeah, it is close. I hate to be Mr. Negative, Tony, but the way this game has gone, you could see this being short by about one link of the chain.
Yeah.
Here we go, big measurement right here. Columbus says they didn't get it, and it was about one or two links of the chain, Tony. They're short.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
It has been that kind of night for the Vikings.
Yeah.
Columbus takes over 1st and 10 from the Viking 38. Yeah, that was a great effort by Schultz because it looked like he was going to be at least a full yard short, and then he just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and, man, just not quite enough. 9:14 to go in our ball game. Columbus with the ball in good field position, great field position, and a 2-point lead, 14-12. I formation, I believe, for the first time tonight. They give it to the tailback. And powers forward. We've got a flag coming in. Can we maybe finally get a flag on the Titans here in the second half? It came from the back judge, which would indicate holding. But I thought that last time, and they came in with maybe a face mask or something, and it is holding on Columbus. And some sarcastic cheers go up from the Viking crowd here at Marvel Park. And march it back to the 46-yard line. Even though there's a lot of time on the clock, 9:09, Tony, it's starting to feel like it's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because just the way this game has progressed for the Vikings. You just wonder how many more possessions are they going to get. Once again, I formation, Tanner under center. He's been in the shotgun most of the night. Gives it to the tailback again, and he's caught from behind, and it's a very short gain to the Viking, right around the Viking 43-yard line. And they need to get inside the 30 for a first down. So 2nd and long coming up for the Titans. 8:45 to go in this ball game. Columbus on top 14-12. The crack comes split wide left. Jaden Dole, the freshman, in the slot. Columbus stays in the I formation. Play action pass. A lot of time to throw, and they had a man open and just missed him. I think that was the freshman. Sure enough, was the intended target.
That was a good-looking pass. Just let him out of bounds.
Yep, just let him a little too much. So 3rd and long coming up for Columbus. And if they don't gain anything here, Tony, it's going to be an interesting decision for the Columbus head coach.
Yeah, because you might want to try to pin them deep and make them go the full distance instead of just 40-some yards.
This time, Tanner will work out of the pistol. 3rd and long. He wants to throw. He's going to go deep. Now he brings it down. He's going to have to run with it. He's going to have a nice pickup, but well short of the first down, but
Still 8 yards short, yeah.
May have picked up enough that they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. He got down to the 35-yard line, and I bet you anything the offense will stay on the field now.
4th and 7, 4th and 8.
Breland Summers back out on the field for the Vikings. Clark heads to the sideline for Parsons. Viking defense has got to come up big, down to 7:45 on the game clock. 4th and 7 for Columbus. They lead at 14-12. Now, look, they've got the punter out there, Tony. I'm shocked. Let's see if it's a fake. It is not. They're going to try to pin him deep. Instead, it looks like that might go into the end zone. It's going to be close.
It's going to be a good punt.
No, that was a good punt, right around the 7. So that's exactly what the Columbus coaching staff wanted. 7:22 left in the ball game. Vikes are going to have to go
93?
93 yards now.
They had a healthy Chandler Ensign. They could do that in one play.
Yeah, they could. And you know, back in the day, Tony, not that many years ago, you'd say, Parsons only needs a field goal to take the lead.
Yeah. But
they don't really have that luxury this year. They've had some issues. The kicking game has improved quite a bit throughout the course of the year, but they had an extra point blocked back in the first quarter, and I just don't see Coach Scheibe having enough confidence to go for a field goal. Heitman in at quarterback. He wants to throw. He's going to go deep. He's got a man wide open.
Oh, he caught it.
What a catch. What a catch.
It would have been a touchdown.
Beyond the 40-yard line. Yeah, it would have been a touchdown if he could have found the ball a little bit earlier. I don't even know how he hauled it in. He had to twist around to find the ball and kind of caught it over his back shoulder.
That was Ford.
Ford with a great catch. Nice throw from Heitman. And, yeah, Tony, I think you're right. I think if he'd been able to catch it in stride, he was gone because he was wide open. Safety was coming over, but I think he was going to be too late. And big play for the Viking offense.
Yeah, they were expecting a run on that play.
Now the Vikes do run it to Henson. Nice block, and he's out to the 48-yard line.
6 yards there.
Clock on the move. We have 6:45 left in our game. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Looks like this one is going to go right down to the end. 14-12, Columbus on top by 2. Ford comes to the near side. Schultz will be in the slot. Henson still in at running back. Heitman gives it to Henson. Boy, he's just so hobbled, but he may have got enough for the first down.
It's close. Did they blow him down? Because I didn't see him hit the ground.
Yeah, they said he was down at the Columbus 47, but it is enough for the first down.
We'll take it.
Approaching the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Vikes on the move, but they're down 14-12. They need a touchdown on this trip. Heitman hands off to Henson. Henson falls forward inside the 45, down to the 44.
Oh, I did have Henson for earlier. You asked if he had any carries. He had 2 carries in the first half.
A
6-yard and a 1-yard. I had him so far over to the side because Jones had all the carries. I didn't see him.
They gave Henson an extra yard from what I saw, so that's good news for the Vikes. They actually put it at the 43. 2nd and 6. Give it to Henson again. Got some good blocking inside the 40, down to about the 36. That should be another first down for the Vikes. 5:18 to go in the game. Again, your score, Columbus 14, Parsons 12. Parsons led at halftime 12-7. Columbus came out, had a big pass play on their first possession of the second half, and that's been the only scoring.
Yeah, Henson's sneaking up there. He's got 63 yards rushing now.
Yeah, he is, man, such a tough kid. playing on that sprained ankle. Heitman stays in at quarterback for the Vikes. 5 minutes to go in the game. Another handoff to Henson on first down. He gets by one tackler.
Flag, late flag on the far side. I guess it's a hold. Yeah,
Oh, my
holding
goodness.
on the Vikings.
Yeah, you know. Tony, I can guarantee you their coaches are going to be reviewing this film because, you know, at some point when the penalties are just so lopsided, especially in a close game, it does kind of make you start to wonder a little bit, you know, what in the world is going on as they, you know, the Vikings had such a good drive going, and now they backed them all the way up, all the way back to the Columbus 47.
Wow.
Just unbelievable. First and long, and they just give it to Henson again. And another flag comes in. Let's see what it is this time, Tony.
Holding again.
Or now they may have, I think maybe, okay, now they're going, he pointed the wrong direction. The official that threw the flag initially pointed towards Parsons out of habit because every flag for the most part has been on the Vikings tonight, but then he said, no, my mistake. It was actually defensive holding. And now they're going to mark off some yardage, big yardage.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't understand why they mark off that much
I'll
yardage.
take it. We almost got a first down out of it. It was 1st and 20. Now it's 2nd and 1.
So maybe
it's a 9-yard gain and 10-yard penalty.
Maybe defensive holding at the high school level is 10 yards. But yeah, that's huge. It's still first down, according to the now. Did they change it?
It should be 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1. So here we go. Henson.
That's first down.
Powers forward to about the 21 for a first down. Tony, if the Vikings end up winning this, it's going to be, in a sense, it's going to be a miracle. You know, you can tell that that they have more, you know, they're the more talented team than Columbus.
They're just so beat up.
But shorthanded and all the penalties, whether the penalties are legit or not doesn't matter at this point. They're just trying to overcome a lot of obstacles. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the Columbus 22. Henson again over the left side.
He's really hobbling now.
Yeah, he is. He gets down to the 20 for a gain of 2. We're down to 3:50 to go in our ball game.
Yeah, this is crunch time here. You have to score.
Yeah, you have to assume Vikings will not get the ball back if they don't punch it in. They do have the 2 timeouts left, but man, we are getting down to the very end here. 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Vikes down by 2. 2nd 8 from the Columbus 20. Heitman gives it to Henson again, and he's
nothing.
No gain. He just doesn't have that burst. Tony, he has worked so hard tonight.
Yeah, he's just really he's laboring now. He's going to be hurting tomorrow, I guarantee you.
So 3rd and 8 from the Columbus 20. You would assume that now Parsons is going to have to put the ball in the air. Schultz, for the most part, has been the go-to guy this season.
They're going to have to hurry because.
Yeah, I know. That internal clock of mine is saying they don't have a whole lot of time to get this snap off. 3rd and 8 from the 20-yard line.
Got to go to Schultz, one-on-one down here at the bottom.
2 receivers to the left. Schultz, that lone receiver to the right.
Got to go.
They get the snap off. They're looking for Schultz. He makes the catch and then falls down immediately.
Gain of 3.
He slipped, gets down to the 17, and now a huge 4th down play coming up for the Vikings. This is probably your ball game right here. Ball spotted at the 17. They need to get down to what, about the 12 or 13 it looks like for a first down. And yeah, even though you
don't want to use a timeout?
You don't want to use a timeout, and yet Coach Scheibe hardly, you really almost had to use one there because this,
This is the play of the game.
This is it right here. The Vikings most likely will not be able to get the ball back. So they're going to have to pick up 5 yards on this 4th down play. Or it's going to be a loss on senior night in one of the most frustrating ways possible. Columbus defense huddled around their coaching staff. Viking offense huddled up around their staff. I don't know. I don't think they're in. I don't know. I don't think this is the part of the field where you would set up a screen for Chandler Henson. They've had a lot of success with that screen pass.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't know if this is. I just don't know that this is the right spot. Heitman will stay in at quarterback. Here we go. Vikes have to pick up a 1st down on this play. They're down by 2, 14 to 12, 4th and 5 from the Columbus 17. Man goes in motion. There's the snap. Heitman to throw, and popped up, and it falls incomplete. And it is a turnover on downs. Just 2:05 left in the game, and Columbus is probably going to win it as the Vikings only have 1 timeout remaining. The defense is going to have to come up with the turnover somehow.
Yep, that's a tough one here. Man. They fought hard.
Yeah, Viking offense not able to get into the end zone here in the second half. And Columbus, this is a Columbus offense, other than that 1 touchdown to start the 3rd quarter, it's really done nothing.
Yeah.
Tanner takes the snap. Handoff. Oh, and a big run. He's going to be short of the 1st down. Vikes will probably, are they going to burn their timeout yet? No, not yet. Let him run one more play. Ball out to about the 24-yard line, so 2nd and about 3 coming up. Not really sure what this will do in the district standings. Frontenac will probably finish 4-0. Baxter will probably finish 0-4.
The other Shea 2-2, us 2-2, and Columbus 2-2. It'll be a 3-way tie for 2nd.
There's the running play that is short. And now the Vikings will burn their final timeout with 1:06 to go. But it's 3rd down, Tony. So assuming that we get a stop, Columbus will be able to let it run down to
20 seconds,
under 30
probably.
seconds before they punt it away. I'm going to take a miracle. If they do punt it, I'm sure the Vikings will apply a very heavy rush. But first things first, coming out of this timeout, the Vikings will have to get a stop. You know Columbus is going to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, there'd be no sense for him to throw it here.
Both teams back out on the field. Ball at the Viking, or rather at the Columbus 25-yard line. 3rd and about 3 coming up for the Titans. Tanner from the shotgun. Takes the snap. They do keep it on the ground. It's a quarterback keeper, and he is short. And so now with 1 minute to go, the clock will continue to run. Well, why have they stopped?
I don't know.
Because the Vikes didn't have a timeout. They're not going to. There's no need to measure, is there? It's not even close. Well, it's closer than I thought.
They're looking. They're saying it's short.
No, they're saying he's this far short. Now they move it. Well, now they move it back to the. I'm not really sure where they're going to spot the ball.
Fourth down and 1. Yep.
Yeah, they are going to measure, Tony.
They're probably asking for it, I'm guessing.
Most likely.
Just to stop the clock.
Yeah. And I have a terrible view.
Yeah, they're almost a half yard to a yard short.
About a yard short. I can't imagine they wouldn't kick it away here. It's the only thing that would make any sense at all. 57 seconds, so they'll wind the clock here. Vikings out of timeouts. So now they wind the clock, I think.
So should be able to take it to what, 17 seconds before they have to do anything?
Yeah,
Is that 40-second clock?
Yeah, they may even. I wouldn't be surprised if their coaching staff, but they might try to get the Vikings to jump off sides would be my guess, because they keep the offense on the field. There's no way they're going to run a play, and then they'll take a delay game or they'll call a timeout with 1 second left on the play clock.
They called timeout at 32.
Called it a little bit earlier than I thought they might. So 32 seconds, so play clock must have been closer to zero than what we realized.
Unless they just gave them a 25-second clock.
Yeah, that's possible. So there's a timeout. We'll keep it here at Marvel Park.
Because it went from 57 to 32. That's
Yeah.
25. I don't know. It should have been a 40-second
Yeah,
clock.
it sure seems like it.
But I don't know.
Well, we're hoping for a miracle finish here for what has been the most frustrating of nights for the Vikings. It's Columbus leading at 14-12. 32 seconds to go in the game. Vikings out of timeouts. They're going to need some kind of big play on the punt return. And if that doesn't happen, they're just going to need a miracle. Heitman can throw the ball, Tony.
Yeah.
He's got a good arm on him. So if they need to, have that Hail Mary to the end zone, because they should get decent field position.
We should be on our side of the field.
They need to make sure there's no penalty here. We've got a stoppage in play. There's no flag, is there?
I don't know. Flag on the play, he said.
If it's on Parsons, game over. And what a fitting. They're saying it's on Parsons. And I have no idea what the penalty was. Too many men on the field? Illegal substitution? What a fitting way for this game to come to an end. The Vikings were going to get the ball back, chance for a miracle finish, and now it's just going to be a kneel down for Columbus. I mean, that is just such a fitting end to the way this night has gone for the Vikings.
Wow.
Tony, we don't have the penalty yardage.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But it was a ton, and it very lopsided. Very lopsided. So here's will be the final play of the game. Columbus takes a knee. And that's going to do it. Vikings out of timeout. Columbus is going to win here at Marvel Park on senior night by a final score of 14-12. Vikes fall to 3-5 on the year, 2-2 in district play. Columbus 2-6 on the year, 2-2 in district play. And we'll just have to wait and see, Tony, if the Vikings get a home game now next week.
It'll be interesting to see.
Very disappointing night, very frustrating night for the Vikings. But Columbus comes in, gets the win, 14-12. Let's take a 3-minute commercial break, and then we'll be back with the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. You're listening to Viking Football on V93.
Here's a bright idea: streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTek has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTek has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTek.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
In 2003, Tank Connection founders envisioned a Southeast Kansas-based company dedicated to innovating voltage storage tanks, offering superior products and services through a customer-focused team. 2 decades later, and products in 64 countries and on 6 continents, this vision endures. Tank Connection employee owners are dedicated to a future where their shared purpose brings empowered realities to as many lives as possible.
Pharmacy postgame show brought to you by the good folks at Bowen Pharmacy in Parsons. Columbus comes into Marvel Park on senior night and upsets the Vikings by a final score of 14-12. Tony Vikes led 12-7 at the break. Columbus came out, had that 58-yard pass play to Rodriguez. That was with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, and that was it for scoring.
That's
in the
unbelievable.
second half. They win at 14-12 over the Vikings, so 2 touchdowns apiece. Difference was they were able to knock through a couple of extra points. The Vikings had their extra point blocked, and then were not able to convert on their 2-point conversion attempt back in the first half. Vikings shorthanded. Henson, man, he gave it everything he had, but he didn't play hardly at all on the offensive side in the first half. Then Dakari Jones had the unfortunate injury at the end of the first half, and that kind of pressed Henson into, where he had to play. In the second half, if at all possible. Coach Scheibe tried some different things. He had ended up using Heitman at quarterback a lot there in the fourth quarter. But at the end of the day, trying to think, I think just not counting turnovers on downs, I want to say 1 turnover apiece.
Yeah.
The Vikes lost a fumble. Columbus threw an interception in the first half. So turnover is not a huge part of the game. Really, it just came down to the penalty yardage.
Yeah.
On the Vikings. I mean, even they were going to get the ball with, say, 20 or 25 seconds left in the game with a chance for a miracle finish, and it looked like, I believe it was a signal for an illegal substitution, giving Columbus a first down, and then they just have to kneel once, and the ball game's over. So
yeah, it was definitely some questions on the, but in all reality, we didn't score enough points. I mean,
needed one more touchdown.
That's all there is to it. We just have to score. I mean, that's not the referee's fault. I mean, we just got to score some points. I mean, it's just you kind of have all your eggs in one basket running the ball, with Henson all year, and then you get Jones, and then he gets hurt, and then you're playing a hurt Henson, and then you're forced to throw, and it's just, it's tough. I mean, it's just not a good recipe. It wasn't. Nothing went well tonight. That's about the nicest thing I can say.
Yeah, it was. Very few things went right for the Vikings. They had some great defensive plays. Offense had some nice plays here and there, but so many of their good plays were wiped out by penalties, unfortunately. Had a lot of false starts, had some major holding penalties, and a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. You just can't do that in a close game.
I mean, minus the 60-some-yard touchdown by Rodriguez, and then the kickoff return. But minus those two, the defense played perfect.
Yeah, defense.
I mean,
was
they probably held them less than 50 yards the entire rest of the game. Besides those two plays, and unfortunately, those two plays is what cost us the game. I mean, it's just tough, really tough.
And Coach Scheibe has joined us now here on the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. Coach, I know that was a frustrating night for you and your staff and the kids, but first things first, can you give us any update on Dakari?
Yeah, I don't have an update. Dr. Moser just wanted to, take precautionary measures and get him checked out and make sure everything was okay. Likely done for the year. What happened was a kid came in as Dakari his butt was going down, and the kid came from behind, and he kind of like folded in. His head went forward about touched his stomach, and really put his back in a awkward, position.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he's okay. I really don't know. He had feeling in his extremities, which is good. Hopefully it's just like a really bad bruise.
Yeah.
Just hope I hope it's a best case scenario where he's going to be okay.
Yeah, we will pray for the best for Dakari and his family for sure. Your defense was outstanding tonight. You gave up the one touchdown on special teams, and then Columbus got the one big pass play to start the second half. And other than that, your defense was just dominant tonight. And I can see the frustration in your face, and we'll talk about the penalty disparity here in a second, but unless you don't want to. But talk about your defense tonight. I thought they were just outstanding as usual.
I think that's probably why I'm so frustrated right now. Is probably one of our best defensive performance in a few years. They have a kickoff return that really kept them in the game, and very unfortunate because there's two guys we don't want to kick the ball to, is number 3 and number 6. We did not want them to touch the ball, and unfortunately they did. And we saw what happened. The kid's been doing it all season long.
Yeah.
And then, a couple missed tackles after we almost had the quarterback wrapped up for a sack, and they literally made 2 plays all night. But hats off to them. They made some defensive stops when they needed to. We didn't make enough plays, and I guess their 2 plays were enough, so that's what got us.
Yeah, no, and then how difficult was it from a coaching perspective? You knew that, Henson was somewhat hobbled coming in tonight. Then you lost, Dakari at the end of the first half. And Chandler, man, he's such a warrior. He gets pressed into action there in the second half. Got a lot of carries. But, how difficult was that for you from a coaching standpoint? When you've got those two really good running backs, and then one's out, for the game, and the other one is hobbled.
Our third string running back is out too, Kane Leon.
Yeah, we were wondering about Kane.
Yeah, so we're really hurting at that position. We've got good running backs, but we might have to make some position changes going into next week. Yeah, it's just a tough position to be in right now. But Chandler Henson, Wyatt Schultz were hobbled.
Yep.
They easily could have set out and prepared for the playoffs, but those guys are warriors, and they battled. I hope Chandler's going to be okay for next week, but he's going to be hurting. He's going to be hurting this weekend, and he's going to be hurting going into the next week. And what people don't understand is he's got actually 2 injuries. He's got a rolled ankle plus, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's like the soleus muscle strain on like the lower calf.
Oh, man.
So it's not only ankle, it's a calf issue too, and hats off to him for battling out and playing tonight.
Yeah.
Really got a lot of respect for that kid.
Yeah, one of the toughest kids I've ever seen out on a football field. And lastly, Coach, don't say anything that'll get you in trouble, but there was a holding penalty on Columbus in the second half, and I'm sure you probably heard the sarcastic cheers go up from the Viking crowd. But that in a close game like that, I mean, and the penalty yardage is so lopsided. I mean, I don't even know what to ask, but man, it's just got to be so frustrating for everyone on the sideline. And I know you, I know you were even having a discussion with the head official after the game, and I won't ask you what was said there, but I guess my question is, what do you say to your team during the game when like during a timeout, they're getting frustrated because of the penalty yardage. How do you address that with your team?
What do I say so I don't get suspended for next week? Let's see. Very frustrating. I felt I did the best I possibly could to keep my composure and not get myself suspended for this game and next week. And unfortunate. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to comment anymore. But
understood. Yeah. What was it? Was the final penalty? Was that an illegal substitution? Was that the call was when they were getting ready to punt?
Yeah. Just that's our fault. That's on us. I mean, we have a punt return where a D lineman comes out, and he unfortunately thought Columbus was. We even talked about punt return in the huddle and just ran on the field. But we got to catch that, and that's on us.
Yeah, it was.
So it's not on him; it's on us.
Right. Well, I know that's a frustrating senior night, and last question, Coach. If I'm doing the math right, we got 3-way tie now at 2-2 in district play. Well, no, it was just a 2-way tie.
Columbus has 2 wins now.
Columbus, Parsons, and Neota Shea. Is that right? So we'll just have to wait and see now.
Yeah, I think when it comes to a 3-way tie like that, I'm hoping it doesn't go. I need to double check. I'm almost certain it goes by points, head-to-head points. But if it goes to overall record, then it would go to Neota. I'm almost certain it goes district record, tiebreakers, and points. That's what it should be within the district. But once it gets to the next level, it then goes overall record before points. Very confusing. I don't understand it. If we're going to do this, just get rid of district play. You know what I mean? Like, just why have district play if you're going to seed it, just like 4A, 5A, 6A.
Right.
So just get rid of district play. Let us go back to SEK conference and be in a league. But anyways.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time. I know it's hard to come up and talk after a game like that, but we wish the best to you, your team, certainly to Dakari Jones. We hope for a quick and full recovery for that young man, and don't know who we're playing. We don't know where we're playing next week, but one way or another, we'll talk to you next Friday night.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it. All right, well, that was a dejected head coach, Jeff Scheibe, and Tony, who can blame him?
Yeah.
It was just one of those nights. We've seen it before, but I haven't seen one like that in quite a while. Just in terms of so many things going wrong against a team that, I mean, let's face it, Parsons has more talent than Columbus.
100%.
That was obvious tonight. But like you said, the two big plays that Columbus made, it turned out to be enough.
Yep.
And they get the win, their second win of the year, and their second win in district play.
See what happens next week.
Yep, we'll just have to wait and see for the bracket to come out, and hopefully we get to play here at Marvel Park, but that may not be the case now. So once again, Columbus gets the win over Parsons, 14-12, and that's going to wrap it up for the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. For Tony Fuentes and Brody Wright, and also Karen Hardesty back in the studio, this is Scott Marlowe saying thanks for listening and good night from Marvel Park.